Hey team, Javo here. This video is all about one of the most basic but powerful training tools I've ever used, a simple Excel template. I've followed programs like 531 and 5x5, all sorts of different things over the years, but I've always used my own template to track my progress, even when I'm just winging a session. There's plenty of alternatives out there. There's free apps, there's free programs, and you can write them down on your phone. But I find for myself, messing around with my phone just helps me be distracted. When I'm in the gym, I need to be focused, and having a hard copy of my program helps me log it. And as a result, I keep making progress. Most people don't track their training, and this is why they plateau. This is maybe why you're plateauing, and I know it's why I plateau. This video shows us how to change that. Okay, so first thing we need to do is create a new Excel document. So right click, down to new, Microsoft worksheet. Title your new document, new template. Okay, this is important because it gives future us a place to go looking for when we want to create a new template or just build off our old one. Okay, so tells future us what we are doing. And then, okay, so it's opened up, wonderful. So step one, we are in our new Excel spreadsheet. We're going to go to page layout, margins, go down from margins to narrow. We want our margins narrow. That's going to maximize our real estate for printing. You can see when you do that, that's also going to make these dotted lines appear. That's really helpful. It lets us know where our boundaries are for printing. Next, what we want to do is go to orientation, change it from portrait down to landscape. Again, that's going to further increase our real estate for our printing page. And it's really important that we maximize that. Next, we need to start filling out this document with important information. So first bit of information we need is our movement. Okay, you might like to call that exercise, but I like to call it movement. You do you there, but that's what you're doing first. Okay, so it's exercise or lift or whatever you want to name it there. After that, I have one called set rep matrix. Okay, so for set rep matrix, that's going to tell us how many sets, how many reps we're going to do. After that, we have sets, or set rather, followed by reps, okay? And then we have load, and then we finish with notes. Okay, so they're your top, 6 items. So first is movement or exercise, set rep matrix, set, reps, load, and notes. So with movement, we're going to come up here between A and B, change our cursor. It makes these 2 arrows with a little line. If you double click there, it increases the space. Okay, so it gives us more room to write. Next, we've got set rep matrix. Now here, this is where you write things like 5x5, or maybe you'll write 3x10. Okay, so something like that. This is where you're going to have that. It's not going to, as you can see, there's a fair bit of real estate here that we're wasting. And if I double click up here to maximize my column length, it just further increases how much real estate we've lost. So I don't want to do that. What I'm going to do instead is if I click on this cell here, I right click, this window appears. I'm going down to format cell. I'm going to wrap my text. And what that does, it keeps everything nice and tight inside here. Okay, everything's nice and tight there. And that way I'm not losing as much real estate. Next here, set. So I'll delete this stuff. Okay, sets we aren't going to fill out just yet. Reps we don't preload, and load we don't do. Notes. Okay, next movement. We are going to have movement 1. Okay, movement 1, whatever that is. Maybe it's bench, maybe it's squat, maybe it's deadlift. I don't know. You do you. But that first movement goes in there, and then you're going to hold down shift, push down on your mouse pad until you've highlighted 5 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We right click, go down to format cells. We're going to wrap text, merge cells. Okay. Now what that does is take it from being 1 cell, and it takes up all of this space now. And that's important for us because we're going to read this document from left to right, not top to bottom, but from left to right, top to bottom. Set rep matrix for movement 1. Typically, that's a strength movement, and you're looking at something like 5 by 5, okay? So 5 sets of 5 reps. We highlight the next 5 rows like this, shift down, 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 right click, format cells. We're going to merge cells, click OK, and now it's all merged into that. Now for set, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So we're preloading our sets and we're going to read it across. Reps, we don't preload. You write how many reps you do on the day, okay? So you don't preload that. We know we're aiming for 5 in this first movement, but we're not going to say we've done 5 unless we actually do 5 reps, okay? We leave it out because maybe on the day we don't get 5 reps, we get 4. Maybe we get 3 or 2. We've overshot. So we don't write how many reps we've done until we've done them. Load, you don't write your load in until you've done it on the day. Okay, so it's the load you lifted. So don't fill that out just yet. And notes. So notes, we're going to fill this. We're going to, like we did before, hold down shift, come down until we're aligned with that. Come all the way across to the edge of the page. Right click, format cells, and we're going to merge these cells. Okay, so it makes a nice big space. And we want to do that because our next step is to highlight this space. We're going over to home, coming here, and we are going to select all borders. And it takes it from this sort of transparent background. And when we print this off, it's going to highlight these cells for us. And that's really important. So it gives us a space to write in. Next, you'll notice movements down here in the bottom left corner. Set rep matrix is down here in the bottom left corner. All our sets are on the right-hand side of our column. And this looks kind of clunky and unprofessional. I don't like it. We can fix it. Okay, so rather than it being there, we can center it up here, this little middle alignment, and that makes it nice and centered. Same trick here. We'll center align it so it's nice and neat. And then for our sets and reps, we just highlight that and align it into the middle. Reps, we don't need to fill out. Load, we don't need to fill out. You do that on the day. Notes, maybe you would like to add in something prior. Maybe you know that you want to hit 100 on your first set, and then 102 on your second set, 105 on your third, and 107 on your fourth, so on and so forth. Okay, maybe it's something like that. You want to leave some little clue for you so future you knows what you're doing. So you can leave that. That'll pop down in that bottom corner. You can adjust where you have that. That's up to you. That's your journey. I like to leave little clues for myself there, but this is for you. This is your program. Now, you might be thinking, okay, sweet. Now, do I just repeat that process? It's going to be long and tedious. I agree. It will be long and tedious. So we're not going to repeat that process. We are going to copy these cells. So you select all of them. Then you can push either Control C or right click, go to copy. Then down below it, either Control V, or if you right click and go paste here, it'll paste for you. Okay. Now, problem with that is that we're just repeating this, and that's fine. It'll take us down to the bottom of our page, but we're going to have sets of 5 for everything, and that's not exactly great. So we'll fix that. We're going to format our page. So first of all, we need to make our rows the right height, because when we're writing this by hand, we need to have space for us to put our handwriting in. So we need to make these rows a little bit bigger. So right now they're kind of small and it doesn't leave a lot of space. If I right click on that, I can go down to row height. It tells me it's at 14.5. I'm not sure what that is in. Maybe it's mils. I don't know. But what I can do is if I go from row number 2 all the way down to row number 32, okay, I right click, row height, I'm going to change it from 14.5 to 17. It makes it bigger, okay, and now I can get my handwriting in that. It's a lot nicer for me to write in. It does mean I have a few less rows to write in, but that's fine, okay. So typically movement number 1 is going to be something like a 5x5, or you're doing more sets than you are doing than in your other movements. Movement number 2, whatever that is, that's you and your journey. Maybe you're not doing sets of 5, sets of 5. Maybe you're doing sets of 4. So we need to get rid of this row here. We're going to go down to this row, the 5th row, because we're going to delete it. Okay. So now maybe I'm doing 4 sets of 6. Okay. So it tells me here set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4. I read it across. That's not important for me, so I can delete it and it's out. Now movement number 3, whatever that is. Okay, typically as we go down the line, we'll do less and less sets. Okay, so now we only want to do, we're going from to 3x8. Okay, or maybe it's 3x8 to 10. I don't know. All right, it's you and your journey. Set reps. Okay, and that's why it's important that we leave space in this reps bit. Anyway, we've got 2 rows we need to delete. So click on 14, go down. Oh, that's not what we wanted. Click on 15. We'll just delete them individually. Okay, and 14, delete. Good, now we've got movement 3, 3x8 to 10. Delete, perfect. Next, I'm going to copy this. And now let's say for movement number 4, you've decided you don't want to do 3x8 to 10. You want 4x8 because you've decided to do it that way. Okay, and now, we've only got 3 rows. You click 16 or the appropriate row, right click on that. You can then insert a row, and then we'll change that to 3, that to 4. Bob's your father's brother. Nice and easy. Okay, you can see we've still got a few more spaces. Copy this one. Copy, paste, paste. And we got enough room for one more. Okay, so you can adjust these quite simply how you need. But ideally, you go from doing larger sets down to the smaller sets. Usually these are ones that are like your isolation movements. These ones up here are your big compound movements. Regardless, you have now made your first blank template. Okay, and it's nice and easy for you to fill out, and future you can adjust it from there. Next, so we're not quite done yet. You might want to call this, let's say this is your upper body session. Okay, upper lifting. Okay, so we've written that down there. Right click on that, move or copy. We are going to create a copy, and it's made an exact duplicate. Okay, but this one we are now doing for lower lifting. Okay, so now you've got a template there for your upper lifting, lower lifting, and it's all in there. You just change your movement, set reps, however you need. It's all done for you. When you go to print that off, it'll be nice and easy for you to see. You can further enhance this, the visuals, by selecting these. You come up here. I like to do this. Thick outside borders really enhances and separates which row belongs to what. If you just do every second one, it's going to save you some time. And then after that, select all of them, select your whole page, do that. And now it gives it a nice professional look. You can see all the separate ones. Okay, so you've just made a very nice professional looking blank template that you'll just fill out manually. If you'd like me to go deeper on how to build a full body session or an upper body day or a lower body day, let me know in the comments and I'll fill that out for you. If this has helped, give it a thumbs up. I'll keep sharing real world training tools. No fluff, just what works. Follow me on Insta or drop a comment if you've got a question on, or you want some templates for different sessions. Let me know. Hope this